And we're live. Fucking Norman. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's not really morning, but good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Benny. How are you today?
Good, bro. I'm good. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, anytime.
Long time coming.
Yeah, it has been.
We did one.
Which was I don't think it was worth an upload because it wasn't really G-rated.
It wasn't just that. We just said some outrageous things, you know.
We did. I got a text from Benny saying, "Can you please come in next time and keep it G-rated?" So.
As long as you're not drinking no fucking eggs, bro. That's the most important thing. What's going on?
Not much yourself.
Fuck, man. A lot of shit happening in our city, in our state, in our world.
There's a lot of stuff happening at the moment.
What about this fucking... All right, so we've got this coronavirus.
Yeah.
Which apparently just keeps getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
And now we've got people frantically panicking and raiding shops. Like, I don't know, I was freaking out this week. I'm like, why is there so much traffic on this road, like Parramatta Road?
Yeah.
People that are not from Sydney, Parramatta Road's like a very busy road. And a big Costco is on that road. And I'm driving just to go get food. There's a cafe not even 2 Ks away. And it's taking me 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is and man, everybody's going to Costco. Legit, everyone was going to Costco to stock up on shit because they think it's like the zombie apocalypse or something.
But when I found out they're stocking up on toilet paper, I thought, why?
Like, all right, let's be realistic right now. Yeah, let's just say right now, we get a fucking massive text message: where you are, don't leave, or go home. And you've got 6,000 boxes of toilet paper. Yeah,
I mean, if the world's ending, aren't you just gonna fucking shit anyway?
Yeah, but not just that. If you've only got toilet paper and no food, how are you gonna shit? Your food not eating, you're not gonna shit.
That's what I'm saying.
You're wasting your time.
I reckon some Chinese government official just called all the Asians in the area and said, "Hey, you boy, go to Australia and load up on all that tissue." I reckon they fucked it. They're selling it individually now. I reckon 100%.
They're starting some sort of run, like the genetic run. They're starting something.
I got a text.
No, you didn't.
I got a text from the area saying, "Cuz 2 ply sheets for $2.50. It's a Kleenex stamp."
Used?
Eh?
Used?
No, he goes, "I just bagged them up fresh off the boat."
Mad.
I go, "Boat?
What boat?"
Fuck, they're importing tissue now.
They make them Wetherill Park cars. ABC tissues for all you trippers that are bulk buying toilet paper. Go to ABC tissues in Wetherill Park. ABC tissues better give me something. I want a fucking year supply of toilet paper for this shout out.
Bro, as long as we don't get stuck with that tissue at KFC, you know that fucking sandpaper?
What? No, I don't know because I don't use toilet. Like I don't shit. Who shits at KFC?
Me.
Why?
And I just come out there.
Because like, don't you look at the people that are in there when you go in there?
I do.
And like, I'm not being rude, but like I am.
But I'm a builder, bro. Have you seen the portaloos on the job site? I would rather go to KFC and eat off the fucking toilet.
I used to work in a job site, bro. Believe it or not, and I never used to use I used to piss in the toilet. Sometimes I'd find a corner somewhere I could piss, bro. No, man. The problem is I've used them at festivals to piss, right?
Yeah.
It's just a small box of smell, right? It's literally just a box of smell, and it's the most depressing thing because it's hot. The sun's nicking it, and they put a little vent. A little vent just so you don't die. It's not so you can breathe, it's just so you don't die.
Yeah, but I have IBS problems since I was young. So if I need to go, I need to go. I got stuck once where I really needed to go, and I'm not going to name the park, but the only thing available was those fucking barbecues in the park. So what happened was I had a joint with some of my mates. I was young.
Hang on. In the barbecue?
Bro,
like the electric ones?
The electric ones. I was young.
You shat on the hot plate?
Yeah, and then I turned it on. And then what happened was I had a joint with my mates. So I went home, and then 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting in bed, ripped as fuck. And then I started thinking to myself, what if I start a fire? So I got out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I swear to God, Benny. And I drove all the way back down to the area, and everybody was outside of their homes at 3 o'clock in the morning with their lights on thinking, what the fuck is that smell? I knew I had fucked up when I entered the area. I put my windows down and I put them straight back up. I had started a shitstorm in that area. It was bad.
Oh my God.
Fucking
you literally
terrible.
started a shitstorm.
Yeah,
so you did a shit on a hot plate and lit the barbecue.
Yeah, I lit the barbecue.
But why?
I don't know. Don't ask me why. My mum asked me why every day, and I think I'm fucked up.
Bro?
I don't know. I was just young and dumb. I thought it was funny, but then when I went home, I thought, wait, that's not funny.
Someone's gonna eat off that, yeah? Like,
yeah, I know.
Someone's gonna eat off that, but not just that. You literally just cooked your shit for the whole neighborhood,
bro. I have gone to holiday houses with some fucked up blokes. One guy once deep fried his shit. I'm not going to name names, but he once deep fried his shit in the hotel room, and it was fucking bad.
Somebody deep fried shit?
Deep fried his shit.
Human shit? Yeah, what, in a fry pan?
Yeah, he got the oil and everything.
Why?
And he just deep fried it, and he woke us all up.
What state was this guy in?
I don't know, man. Some people are just so...
I don't mean location. I mean like where was he at in the night? How many days in was he?
No, about 3 or 4. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. If this guy's in the toilet taking his time, I'm gonna cook my shit.
Oh my god,
It was bad.
I gotta tell you, once I was here, bro, working,
Yeah.
and I had to piss, bro, so bad. You know those ones where it's like, I have to
Yeah,
piss.
you have to go.
I can't just walk outside because there's all units, bro, windows everywhere.
Yeah, I'm bad. I'll just go.
Yeah, but I work here every day, like it's different.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I went to the sink in the kitchen.
Did you?
I have to piss, bro.
Fuck off.
I aimed
A lot of dirty secrets coming out in this podcast.
I know, I aimed perfectly though, and then I detergent, like I smashed it, right?
Yeah.
No smell, nothing.
Yeah.
If they listen to it, they'll know, but if they don't listen, they won't know. But
How good is it pissing in the sink?
look, I have to say,
The
you just
toilet is
reminded
right
me,
there,
bro.
and you think, you know what? I'm gonna go for the sink.
I used to work, me and this guy Anthony, we used to work together. We used to go, so when the government decided to fuck up everybody with the insulation, remember that? Right? People started dying and fucking, doing a lot of people dying.
I saw a Mercedes in the area with the plate number insulation.
Cause there was like a 23-year-old Lembo that had like a Lamborghini. Like, cuz what are you doing? Ow. Cruising through Maryland with a Lambo at 23.
What do you do, bro? Insulation, bro.
Oh, yeah, insulation, bro.
Fuck, that was huge.
Bro, these guys, so the government, this is from what I remember. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
I remember the government had a site. So if you'd registered, I went and did the course to go and inspect the insulations. Part of that course is to learn how to install it, right?
Yeah.
Fucking anyone can install insulation, right? It's not that hard.
Yeah.
But the course is like a 2 or 3 day thing. You set up a company and you've got your license to then go install insulation, right?
Yeah.
And I think they had a site which like would confirm which areas had been done, which houses had been done, which houses hadn't been done.
Yeah.
So all these lebos, as cunning and smart as they are, decided they'll go to a block of units, bolt cut the side gate, go to the top, batten the whole roof, claim every job, and just fucking walk out. Some of them won't even lay their bats. I just throw the bags in. I went to a job once. Fuck, I saw.
Wait. What do you mean they throw the bags in? So they don't even do the insulation work.
I had an old lady. I had to drive to Wollongong, right? So my job was, right, Norm, so my job was to go to the house, turn off the power.
Yeah.
Me and Anthony would coordinate, go stick our head in the manhole. Yeah. Like we go in, depending if it was a proper job, you know, whatever. We just stick our head up, take a few photos, and we report back. That's how we sort of did it. We get to this house, and I'll bring you back to the bag. I'll talk about it now. So we get to this house. This old lady's like, yeah, they came a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, whatever. And he said not to open the hole because it's fresh, you know, I don't want it to fall in. I go, oh, okay.
It's fresh.
So I'm thinking that the guys use blow-in or something, whatever, right?
Lebos.
So I'm trying to open this manhole, and I'm like, it's jammed, like it won't open. And I'm like pushing it, and I push it.
Tommy's throwing a bag over the manhole.
The fucking bat was just over the manhole, nothing else done, just in the bag. Motherfucker. All right, that's what these bricks are doing.
And they take it to a new level of lazy. Then it's fresh. Don't open it.
No, you can't open it because we just sprayed it and it's fresh. Like, you know what I mean? This old woman, she's in fucking Wollongong living by herself. She doesn't know otherwise.
Bro, that's fucking slack. There's a special place in hell for these motherfuckers, bro. Because
let me tell you, my mate Anthony. Yeah. I can't mention his last name, but he'll know this if he listens.
Yeah.
So we get to the job, and he has to piss. The manhole's in the bathroom, right? So I've closed the bathroom door. But it's open like that much. Yeah. And I've got the ladder. So the ladder's sort of blocking the door in a way. So you can't really open it all the way. And the manhole's sort of just above the door when you walk in. I'm setting up the ladder. And Ev goes, I need to piss. And I'm telling you, Norm, there's a toilet here. And then there's a sink here. And then there's the door. And I think there's a shower there, right? Yeah. I turn around, he's pissing in the sink.
Shut up. So he had every opportunity to piss in the fucking toilet.
He could have shat for an hour. No one would have said anything. He turns around and just pisses in the sink. Cuz
I don't think Lebos have any screws missing. I think they just don't have screws in general.
No. What happens is their parents, when they're born, they look at them. If they're that they're not that happy, I reckon they do a few drop kicks around the hospital.
100%.
Then they, you know what I mean? Like that has to.
I've got some friends I believe were drop kicked out of the window onto oncoming traffic.
Anthony wasn't drop kicked, but like at that moment in time, I had to question our friendship over a few times. I'm like, bro. I don't know, man. Pissing in a sink when there's a toilet there.
How do you?
I don't know. But he did, and then he pissed in the roof. Like he just found a bucket. He's pissed in. We were in the roof inspecting the job. So when we started, we would like go in properly and all that sort of stuff. We go all the way to the end. Sometimes, and then we realize you don't have to go that far. So
slowly, Lebos start to pick up on the corners. No matter what they do for work. and then they start to take it. But this guy did not cut corners where he threw the bag of insulation up there. He did.
Because I was so surprised. And you know how much they were getting paid? I didn't even know. It was a stupid amount.
They get paid a lot of money.
It was a lot to do the job, bro. And no one was there inspecting on the spot. It was like, we've claimed the job and they invoice and they get paid.
Invoice and you get paid, yeah.
Right? So they tore like a $2 billion hole or something like that from this thing.
Yeah.
Then they sent people out to go and inspect.
Lost money, I think, on this thing.
Big money. They're still paying it back.
Fucking lebos. I can't understand.
We were then employed to go and inspect these jobs. You know what I mean? And this was the problem. Like, they were paying us well too. Like, I was 19, maybe 20, and I was in the building trade. I was sort of studying it, all that sort of stuff. And I was getting $500 a house or $400 a house. So
how many houses were you doing, say, a week?
I'll do 4 houses $100 a house, 4 houses a day.
Fuck.
$2,000 a week. Sometimes Saturdays.
That's good money back then,
Cracker money, bro, at 19, 20.
Yeah, bro.
Awesome money, right?
That's fucking good
gangster money.
There's some drug dealers in the area and making that money.
I swear to God. But that was like, I was like, hang on, fuck, this is mad. Yeah. And I actually stopped doing it because I got sick of like, I was getting dumb, bro. I was doing nothing. I was just making money. Yeah. Literally. And just getting, wasn't learning anything.
I don't think it's around anymore, is it?
No. And you know what's the problem with that is the people that had insulation companies, they went belly up or their businesses suffered because the government paid for it, right, for everybody. So if you had an insulation business for 20, 30 years, there's a good chance your business is out the door. They might have resurrected it after the...
Yeah, I'm good to smoke, yeah?
No, mate, you can't smoke.
Okay, no.
No, of course. So I think hopefully they resurrected after all this shit because... The way it was launched was just so quick and stupid. But why would you give the public access to knowing what has and hasn't been done? Like you're walking into a fucking shitstorm right there, right? You know.
But our government has a fucking bad history of doing that when it comes to work.
Because even they just you know who was in the seat when that happened? It was the guy from Midnight Oil. I think it was his idea.
Who?
The guy that used to be the lead singer of Midnight Oil. What's his fucking name?
Who the fuck is Midnight Oil?
Oh, power and the passion. No?
I've heard that song sounds familiar, but who the fuck's Midnight Oil?
That's the band.
What's his name? Midnight Z?
Midnight
Oil.
Because they're like an old fucking Australian rock band, but Midnight Oil... Well, I can't Google it.
I've been to cities...
I can't remember his name. It's bro. Can you look up? Can you Google Midnight Oil?
Down from
I don't know why.
New York to Rome to old London town. Is that Midnight Oil?
Nowhere near.
Who was that?
That's like the Qantas song. Still call Australia. You're a
That's
fucking,
like the Qantas song. What's his name?
That's them. That's Midnight Oil. Peter Garrett.
That's you say it like I'm supposed to know the fuck Peter Garrett is.
No. See, I can't show the people
Peter
like
Garrett. That's you.
Maybe when I edit this, I can show the photo of his head on the clip.
Yeah, just put Peter Garrett over the front.
So fucking Pete, right? Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
Right. This is him. As if you don't know him.
Show me his photo.
He went into politics after Midnight Oil. This guy was bending it from.
What is it? Like Clint Eastwood and fucking Julia Gillard had a baby. Bro, you gotta pull up this fucking photo.
Fuck, I'm gonna do it.
Bro,
I'll put
it looks
it up.
like some fucking inbred baby of fucking Jason Statham and Julia Gillard.
So this guy was bending in a rock band for like 20 years and then goes into politics and decides that this insulation scheme's a good idea. I'm pretty sure it was him. I'm 99% sure.
So he was going off benders and goes, you know what, we need to put some lebos on for
He was partying with the rock band, doing what rock musicians do. I don't know.
You know what I reckon happened?
Things like that, I don't know.
I reckon he was short and he ticked up a couple of bags off a lebo and the lebo goes, get us some insulation work, you cunt.
So he's like, you know what, I'll sort the whole area out. Leave me alone, please.
Hey, cuz, just give me the bags and Dora, I'll get into politics.
I'll sort out the whole of Maryland. Give me unlimited supply for 2 months.
You know what? I don't doubt that. I don't doubt shit like that fucking happens.
No, but this guy was just I don't know. This policy.
We have no Australian fucking heroes other than Steve Irwin and Chappelle Corby.
Chappelle Corby. You fucking.
Who the fuck is our fucking heroes?
Okay, who was that guy? Brian Henderson from Channel 9. The guy that died, the reporter. Remember Brian Henderson?
No.
Fuck, I'm going to do a lot of pictures in this YouTube thing. All right, so Brian Henderson, he was like the goat of news reporting. Didn't you remember?
Isn't that guy Carl Stefan?
No. You're talking
Sunrise.
You're talking this century.
You're talking about Sunrise, the bald guy.
No. I'm talking about Brian Henderson. He died. I don't know how long ago. He was a reporter on Channel 9. This guy, I reckon he's a true Aussie Aussie hero. With my fucking phone wants to load.
Who the fuck is our Aussie heroes other than Chappelle?
Kathy Freeman.
Kathy Freeman.
Bert Newton.
Who?
Bert Newton.
Who the fuck is Bert Newton? Yeah, you're just coming up with names. Bert Newton.
Joe McGarry. No, Bert Newton, cuz. Hang on. Fuck, man.
The guy that created that Aboriginal version of 50 Cent in the club. Have you heard that song? I actually went up to Parks and I was cranking that song and everyone's looking at me like this cunt.
Oh, bro, hang on. Let me go back to Brian for a sec. Can you dry your phone? My fucking Vodafone, man.
What's his name? Brian Newton.
No, Bert Newton.
Bert?
That's Brian Henderson.
Oh, yeah. Bert Newton, yeah. Who's that?
The news reporter, Brian Henderson. You don't remember him?
Nah, man. Maybe I'm too young.
He was like the 6 o'clock news, bro.
This guy, yeah, he looks like the fucking Muffin Man.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He looks like a thumb with a mouth.
He actually fucking does in this photo. What would he do? His barber did him fucking dirty, bro.
If he shaved his ears off, he just looked like a fucking dildo with a mouth, right?
Bro, he looks like an egg.
He legit does. Is he still alive? Hope he is. I forget who dies. A lot of people are dying. Who did he die?
A lot of people have died recently, man. It's fucking getting ridiculous. Let's see. Born 23rd of July 1938, aged 81 years old. He's still alive, the motherfucker.
On you, Bert. Love you, mate.
Who's this? Paddy Newton, Graham Kennedy, Don Lane.
So, all right, we've got a couple, right? A couple of Australian true heroes. Olivia Newton-John, the one that was in Grease Lightning.
Yes.
Right? You got to give her some sort of credibility.
Heath
Ledger. God rest his soul.
Iggy Azalea, one of the most influential artists of our time. Bro, we've got fucking fuck all, Benny.
No, let's go back. We've got to think Ian Thorpe. In his prime, Kieran Perkins, these swimmers. Pat Sampras, was he? No. What's the guy's name? The tennis player? Pat Rafter. Pat Rafter, Brett Lee, Shane Warne. Adam Gill, all these cricket players. A lot of Australian sport.
Isn't Margaret Robbie Australian?
Yeah, she's doing very well.
Hey, she's cracker.
She's awesome. She's actually a very good actor, man. You got to give her props.
She acts?
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
Yeah, she's an actor. She's actually an actor.
I was watching the wrong thing this whole time.
You probably watching one of those pornos that makes it look like a
deep fake. There's a lot of fucking deep fakes out there. You know what? They don't need deep fake on me, bro. Have you seen my WhatsApp fucking groups?
Yeah, I've heard some shit about the WhatsApp groups.
Yeah, I send nudes to the boys for the fuck of it.
Bro,
I can't get famous.
I got added to this group once. I might find it in the archive somewhere. Had no idea anyone. Sometimes it's got the name and then the number, and then even the number has the name attached to it, and then that's got a photo.
Yeah.
No one, not anybody in this group I knew.
How the fuck did you get added?
Someone added me. I have no idea. The first thing, bro, it was the most revolting thing. I can't even remember.
Do you get sent those fucking guys having sex with chickens and shit?
I saw the Asian dude having sex with a chicken. Like full spitting on his hand and like fucking...
Yeah, he's trying to lubricate it.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
Like, surely the chicken's wet by now.
I know, but like... why are you fucking a chicken, bro?
I reckon that's with coronavirus. You know what? That's God saying, you know what, China? For fucking chickens...
Nah, look...
I'm going to give you a disease.
This virus, bro. There's a lot of things... Like the Chinese government are notorious for covering things up. They're a fucking communist country, right? Their citizens don't have access to YouTube.
So
their citizens probably can't even access this podcast.
Been around for a while.
Right? This disease, there's a good chance that I think it was created in the lab.
They all
right?
are.
And they sat on it for 2 months. Obviously, in the beginning, they wouldn't. In the beginning, you seen that clip? In the beginning, that dude is trying to say for like 10 minutes. Like, cuzzy, just move on. Just
leave it, bro. Just choose another word in the start.
Just go. Just start. Go next word, bro. You know, in the beginning. In the beginning. I think you're saying in the beginning, God created. Can't just go. God created. That's it.
You got to pull up that video, bro. For people that don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but like.
In the edit, you can pull it up.
You know what? You're fucking right, I can. We can do anything. It's 2020.
Yeah.
Fuck the system.
Every time you say something, you just, slap the video of the guy having sex with
I've
chicken.
got a virtual assistant. That's what I've got. Which happens all in the Beninging.
I was on the job site and my painter, he gave me cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I'll send you a photo. These cigarettes were straight Chinese writing. It was in Mandarin.
Yeah.
And I go...
What's better than eating a mandarin?
What?
Eating a mandarin out.
I fucking hate you. I fell right into that one.
Sorry, bro. It was just there, man. Like it was served on a silver platter.
Take it.
Go, yeah, sorry.
He as a joke, I go, where are these from, boss? Wuhan? As a joke. And he looks at me and he goes, yeah. And I froze and I had the cigarette in my mouth lit and I'm like, no, seriously, where are they from? He goes, I just got back from Wuhan.
We should probably wrap this up, yeah? It's getting late, man. We've been going for a solid 15 minutes.
And this motherfucker gave me cigarettes from Wuhan 2 weeks ago and I'm like, this guy.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. And then I was just like, he's like, oh, don't worry, I got checked and scanned. I'm like, bro, that bullshit about scanning and checking people coming in, it's a fucking virus. It can be on anything, man.
Look, this is the scariest thing, right? I'm still trying to find the Beninging video, but my internet is just not working. But this virus, it's. I don't know. It's just too weird. Like, so it's designed. It's not designed. It kills people with weak immunity, right? So the elderly and the real young. They sat on it for like 2 months, and then all of a sudden, oh, fuck, there's a big problem. We've got this virus. No one leave the house. They lock down fucking Wuhan and all that stuff. But by that time that happens, people have travelled. People have interacted.
It's too late.
You can't retrace your steps over 2 weeks, man.
Everybody, it's too late.
And that's the thing. Once it starts, right, the problem with this thing is, like, people like you and I should be able to fight it. But we won't be able to leave the house. That's the problem, right? Plus, no, I can't let my son go near me.
No way.
You know, it's just a virus that they can't cure. That's nicking people, right?
I feel like Asians have been over Australia in the last 5 years, like property market, coronavirus, and now our tissue.
Look, I'm not one to be racist, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not being racist.
I love everybody. Yeah, and I've seen like articles of people bashing people for speaking.
I'm totally against that, man.
Crazy because you can't. It's not their fault, man. No one's fucking just doing it.
Way.
But bro, I watch a lot of this stuff by this guy called RV Yemeni. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No.
He's a very interesting dude, man. He just goes like, when there's a lot of protests in Melbourne, even across the country, but what I've seen is a lot of stuff in Melbourne, when there's a protest, he's there asking people questions like, why are you here? What do you think? And a lot of it's climate change, abortion, all that stuff. He was talking to people that were Chinese citizens, that were nationals in Australia, and just talking to them. And the majority of them, when he asked them about the government, they said, oh, no, the government's good. The government's fine. The government's great. He said,
scared.
Yeah. And he said, so if I had a problem with the Chinese government and I walked down to Tiananmen Square with a sign saying, let us, well, I don't can't remember what he said, what would happen to me? Like, oh, you'll get in trouble. It's like, but why? Why can't
There's no freedom of speech.
Isn't that a crazy thing? And we're in 2020, man. Like, we've passed.
Yeah, but don't forget, you got like places like North Korea.
Yeah, all these places that live in this weird dimension, right? Of like,
didn't you once tell him that they won the World Cup and they celebrated?
Bro, I don't know. He's done some weird shit.
Because they don't have TV, they don't have news. So he came back and told him, yeah, we won the World Cup soccer.
It's weird. Like how it's a lot of similar countries like that too. Like I think Iran or Iraq. I think it was Iran with the women wearing the thing, and there was a woman and a model.
People still get stoned today for adultery.
Yeah. There was a woman that was on the run.
Yeah.
A model that was in Iran. She was on the run because she was wearing bikinis and taking photos. Like the problem where a government is encroaching on people's livelihood, that's where you've got to really draw the line, right? Because a government is there to, in my opinion, like facilitate a country, run it like a business almost, right? Keep the money coming in, keep the money going out, keep everybody happy as much as you can. Try and divvy up things equally. Allocate things. It's all run like a business, right? This is not run like a business, bro. This is literally 100% a dictatorship where it's, we control what you do. It is a dictatorship.
If you actually speak to the people that behind closed doors, obviously not in the media, they'll tell you how scared they really are of their fucking government.
They can't even message like coronavirus in messages because the government read their shit.
I saw some people getting arrested and beaten by the government because they were trying to spread what was really happening with that coronavirus. Did you see those videos? I don't know if they're real or not.
People spitting, yeah.
People spitting and spreading it.
Look, bro, there's going to be a lot of things like that are going to circulate.
I'm not going to believe anything anymore.
A lot of that's going to fuel. It sort of creates a lot of hatred and you know, people moving away from Asians on the train because they're coughing and stuff. Like it's weird.
Already started.
It's been for what, weeks, bro. There was a report
Chinese restaurants are closing down now.
China is going to go pretty much belly up. There was a report today. The pollution in China is now no longer visible from space because no one's driving around. There's no more.
This was all of a ploy to
100%.
shut China up at the fucking rate they're going. Look at China 60 years ago. There were nothing.
Look at China now, where they're growing rapidly and they've got way too many people, way too much shit going on.
Is China the country where if you have more than 1 or 2 kids, it's legally allowed to? The government's legally allowed to kill your baby?
It was. I don't know if it's still the case. Again,
I believe at one point
there was, yeah. Definitely. It was
a lot
one
of child cemeteries around for people that accidentally had another child.
One person only. You're only allowed. Sorry, we've got to go back to the beginning video.
No,
because I found it.
You found it?
So everybody, this is what we're talking about.
Verse 1. In the beginning. In the beginning. Yeah. In the listen properly. In the
Listen properly.
In the beginning. In the beginning.
We can never talk serious. It's fucking.
In the beginning.
Still going.
We announced that.
Bro.
Membership figures.
Bro.
Oh. Have you seen that guy that he's in a mosque or something? The African American guy,
no,
and he goes "Salam alaikum, alaikum salam," and he just doesn't know how to say it.
No,
oh my god! And then people started slapping memes on it, saying when she says, "I only date Muslim guys."
Oh wait, I did see it. But yeah, like we had to dart away because I had to put that video. It just needed to be in there.
Oh man, I swear this shit that I fucking see.
Give me a frog, man.
Go for it.
So, back to the virus.
Yeah.
Why you find this video?
Yeah.
The way the country is structured, man, just leaves too many questions. You know, it leaves too many things open where you got to think, man, it's just too coincidental.
Why tissue, but why are they raiding the tissue? Look, I want to talk about the tissue because that's what's happening today.
Look, I
was watching that.
We got to allow for people that are listening, you know, overseas and whatnot.
Yeah.
But in Sydney right now, especially in the western suburbs, but I think it's all the western suburbs, Parramatta, these sorts of areas.
Where did this scare come from, and why
Within the last 48 hours, people have been going ham buying fucking toilet paper. Like the shelves are empty. Why? Because they're scared of the coronavirus, yeah?
What's toilet paper going to do?
Well, what's toilet paper going to do? Look, you can only wipe your ass so many times, right?
Isn't it more for the sniffles?
You got to talk into the mic, bro.
Isn't it more for the sniffles, or is it for wiping the ass?
I doubt it's for the sniffles. You just buy tissues for that, right?
Like, is muggers a symptom of coronavirus?
No,
is
I
that
doubt
why?
it.
Did you see that people voted 38% that they won't drink Corona beer?
Yeah. People, but you see how, but bro, the core of this problem, the core of this stupidity, people clearing the shelves is just what they've been seeing, right? It's not everybody collectively saying, hey, man.
No, it's a domino effect.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly with everything. The 38% people think Corona drink the beer is the result. This is how stupid the human nature race is because we're so lazy. We just believe what we're here. We believe what we're told. We believe what we're fed, right? And then when it comes to the core of it, it's like, no, this doesn't make any fucking sense. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
You're right, but I just bought $400 worth of tissue.
But I just did my ass, man. I can't eat next week because I fucking spent all my money on tissues, on toilet paper, bro.
Do you reckon we'll ever have a shortage of tissues right now? Because
if we did,
that's a problem.
No, but if we had a shortage, cuz wipe your ass on anything, man.
Yeah, but that's a problem when you say if Australia turns around and says you're limited to 2 toilet rolls per person.
Like there's a water restriction. There's like a toilet restriction.
Toilet
roll restriction. Level 2, guys. Only 1 wipe per fucking shit.
1 square.
You're only allowed to use one roll per week.
There's a bloke standing there in the toilet watching you.
Hey, I saw a video today, but it was a guy explaining how you could minimise on your toilet paper
I've seen
usage.
it, and he's folding it.
No. He gets the tissue, 1 square, puts it around his middle finger, like you say, he's got his hand out like that. He puts the tissue over, and he's like, so when you're done, push the tissue through to your finger, clean your asshole with your finger everywhere, scoop it all up. Once you're done, get the tissue, slide it up, clean your finger with the same tissue, boom, 1 square, 1 shit, not even a wipe, bro, just pick around with your finger.
Step-by-step procedure.
And it's your middle finger, right? So you're giving people the middle finger and you got shit on there too.
How tough is this square?
I don't know, man.
My finger would slide
you probably
right
need sandpaper,
that,
right? Or some sort of fucking...
The KFC tissues.
I don't know. The KFC
My asshole comes out so fucking red.
You know, I can't shit in public. I can't shit in public toilets. Like me and my mate were in New York. We went to Central Park. He's like, bro, I got to shit. I'm like, what, here, right now? You got to shit? He's like, yeah. Bro, we walk into the toilet and I can smell it, bro, from the outside. Normal. I get to the door. I need to piss. Like, no way, cuz. No. He went in and shat, bro, in there. And because my thing, right, is that there's shit particles, because there's shit smell, there's shit particles, they're in the air, right?
Yeah, that's why people are coming out now, scientists with the study, and they're saying when you use the air dryer, the Dyson, it's actually worse. You're better off using toilet paper because it's recycling all the khara in the air.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
you should always dry your hands with a fresh towel. That's that's probably the best way, the most hygienic way.
Why did it take a fucking global crisis for people to start washing their hands, bro?
Right? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty fucking, like, you just general hygiene. Like, yeah, bro, I've had my missus had hand sanitizer on her since 2014.
Yeah, I'm a freak
in their
like
handbag,
that.
legit. Every time, like, it's just like a squirt, like boom, boom. Like, you know, like,
I'm bad like that.
But me too. I hate, you know what I hate the most? When you eat like ribs or whatever and you wash your hands and then you can still, like, there's still the bits in your hand. So you got to get the dead old out, and you got to get the toothpick. Toothpick's the best.
Oh, it's cracker.
Or wrap it in a tissue and then go over your nails with it. Yeah. That's the gangster way to do it, bro. You look like a fucking tripper, but it's all right,
bro. Clean nails.
Yeah, 100%. But the
there's
smell
nothing
of ribs,
worse than when you look at someone's hands and you can see all the
rib sauce.
The rib sauce.
Yeah, like leftover rib sauce
from 3 weeks ago, hurricanes. And you're like, oh, you got the ribs. Oh, yeah.
The Rick and Morty with the hand. No, Rick and Morty, Family Guy. When he shakes that fucking hand and he shakes this fucking...
And he doesn't wash it?
Doesn't wash it. It starts growing like a colony on his hand.
I fucking love Family Guy, bro. Do you ever watch South Park?
I do. They've got new episodes. I'm back into Rick and Morty because the new episodes, man. I love Rick and Morty.
I started getting into Rick and Morty.
Pillows? Let me get my pillows. Hang on.
Show everybody your pillows. Guys, this podcast is always more of like a hangout between me and Benny. Little do you know, we're mates outside of this room. So what's your Rick and Morty?
Look at the Rick and Morty, bro. You know where I bought this from? I was in Bowral. Leave him alone, bro.
Where were you, Bowral?
I was in Bowral.
Yeah.
My missus and my sister and her husband, we went in the local strip, all shops, cafes, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I walked past this, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're hugging him, like you're enjoying him, huh?
Why are they so soft?
Like, can you turn him around so they can look at me?
They're actually
I'm joking.
getting jealous.
No, yeah, fuck, he's tripping out of me. Leave him alone. Leave Rick alone.
Why'd you put me in this lever's lap?
I don't know, but he's fucking. But
were they expensive?
I don't know, I can't remember, bro. But I found this little shop, man. It was the most random store, like selling, like, you know, like war, StarCraft, like the swords and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, one of those tripper stores.
Yeah. They were in there.
Himalayan salt.
Ever since? No, it wasn't one of those. Not the tree of life. Fucking hell.
Himalayan salt
You're
lamp.
there, hi, how you going? Namaste. Like, brother, I'm on a yoga cuz. Say hello, mate. It's fucking 2 p.m. Tuesday.
I feel like I've walked into Sushi Hub. Namaste.
Yeah, like, bro, what are you? Shut up, man. Get this tea tree out of here. Fucking give me some incense.
There, bro. You get high.
The incense, they're cranking it, man.
Did you ever get into that legal incense that they say is for They say it's incense, but we used to smoke it like dopes.
No, but like in those tree
K2.
No, I heard about it.
Spice.
I never really got into the. I actually tried. Two. I fucking missed both of them. I missed the couch twice. I tried the synthetic marijuana.
Yeah.
But I've never tried anything else like synthetic or anything else.
That stuff was fucking from the devil's kitchen.
Yeah, anything synthetic, man, is going to be like that.
But then again, it was legal.
Wait, so what was it again? What was it called? K2?
K2, and there was spice, there was skunk, and then what it's called in America is In America, there's a lot of videos of people tripping out in the street. Flacker.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's like flacker.
Is
When
that
you see there's people saying the devil and stuff like that.
I seen a person on Flucker, and it was like they were seeing a devil, bro.
Yeah,
it's like they were punching on with a demon or
I
something.
saw once, and there was a guy in the background screaming, "Somebody call the ambulance! Where's the ambulance?" And the guy's like tripping out in the street, and I was like, "Bro, that stuff is fucked."
I've seen the most fucked up things I've seen,
Spice.
not personally, but Spice, I was called.
That's what it's called, Spice. And you know what? London is a very bad. It's bad at the moment now, Spice, because it's cheap.
Yeah, that's right, bro. People want to get high for free.
Yeah, but
cheap.
it's a fucked high, man.
But like even America, they're hooked on fentanyl now. You can't even touch it with your hands.
Wasn't that
fatal,
what's his
bro.
name died? Lil Peep.
Mac Miller did.
Mac
and
Miller
probably I don't know much about Lil Peep, but Mac Miller died.
What's it called? Fentanyl.
His cocaine was laced with too much fentanyl.
Everything is laced now with fentanyl, but I don't know why they do it.
It's cheap. It's a cheap cutter, and it gives them a mad high. So if you're mixing heroin, and I just know this from watching the fucking Vice stuff and all that stuff on Netflix.
Yeah. You know what? I saw the same thing from Vice. The guy was saying about how they cut it with fentanyl.
Yeah. Well, the Vice one. That one, and then the drugs with Inc. or something on Netflix, and they're just going behind the scenes on both. It could be either one, bro, but they were cutting it with fentanyl. So they, you use half the heroin because that's the most expensive part. Fentanyl is much cheaper. I mean, I think it's like half the cost or less.
And they still get a hit, and these young kids think they're getting a hit of cocaine or something like that, but really it's fentanyl, and fentanyl is so fucking lethal.
It's really bad.
It's fatal.
Really bad.
It
killed Mac Miller, man.
Killed Mac Miller.
It's
killed Lil Peep. Killed a lot of artists.
It's the problem with these things, like even the synthetic marijuana. There was a kid in Australia, I think, or in America, jumped out of a balcony.
That's right, because he wanted the high to end.
Yeah, it was really bad. There was another thing where someone took like the bath salts, and bath salt stuff, eating people's faces and shit. Like,
so they start looking like it was like a zombie drug. They called it.
Yeah, really weird fucking drugs, man. And bro, I had an experience with synthetic marijuana. So let me tell you the story, bro, because it was pretty intense, man. Like I smoke weed, right? But this was nothing like weed. I got to my mate's house, bro. He looked pale, like a ghost hit him. Legit. I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's like, bro, I feel a bit sick, blah blah blah. And one of the guys like, oh, you got new bud, blah blah. I'm like, I smell it. It smelled like minty almost. Like,
fuck, they did you dirty.
Yeah. I go, what the fuck is this guy's new bud, bro? I'm like, oh yeah, no worries.
And you know what? It only lasts like 10-20 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's the worst 10-20 minutes of your life,
bro. Let me tell you,
like you could see why that kid jumped out of the window and killed himself.
Yeah, like if you don't know what's coming, if you're not if you've never been
under the influence.
I think I've been because I had been under the influence prior to that on different sorts of drugs. It wasn't that you could sort of figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But like we was 5 or 4 of us sitting there, right? And bro, I didn't even realize. I don't think they were taking hits. I took a hit like that, passed it.
As soon as 10-20 seconds.
By the time it hit me, by the time it came back, I was feeling it real hard. It was like
it's like a steam train just whacked you, and you're like, "What the
Whoa,
fuck?"
Yeah, okay. So then you're like, okay, then you have another hit, and then I passed it around again. By the time it came back to me,
fucked up.
I was beyond high.
Yeah,
I was sort of peaking, like, man, this got to stop. And it was like a new high that I never felt. And I was just getting too high. And I ended up sitting there with my head in my hands, eyes closed, arms saying, please don't talk to me, don't touch me, don't nothing, just leave me alone. I'd do that, open my eye, no, I can't, no.
Yeah, you cannot even face reality because you're that fucking
it's lethal, man.
And that was legal.
It's lethal.
That was legal at TSG's, King of the Pack,
bro.
Any tobacconist, you could go down. Remember when I was at uni, the kids used to go down to the TSG in Kingswood next to the station and just tell him, can I get some skunk? And he'll tell you, $40, $50. He'll put any price markup on it. It was fucked up, man.
It was a really, I never experienced anything like it. And then I thought, bro,
I reckon with drugs like that, I reckon you do enter in another dimension past your own mental state. So you're under the influence when you smoke this stuff, and obviously you're tripping out in your mind. But I'm starting to believe now that you actually journey into another dimension here on Earth. Yeah. Because there's some people that actually start talking to other beings and they start seeing things, they start hallucinating, seeing things that aren't there. I actually believe that you actually enter into a realm of fucked up shit. When you take some stuff, I know some people that have gone on like 3-4 day benders. Yeah. And they told me normally by the 3rd or 4th bender and the day in the bender, and I've had no food, no sleep, 3 days, no sleep. So night, day.
Yeah.
They told me normally I can see at the corner of my eyes I can see like shadows and figures and things talking to me. And, and one of the guys was actually telling me, and then I started Googling it myself because I thought this guy's a tripper.
Yeah.
He goes, he had sex with the devil.
What?
He goes, I was literally pinned down in my bed and coming off a massive, dirty high. And he goes, the devil came, pinned me down, kind of like lucid dreaming. If you've heard of what
like sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
But he goes, I ended up having sex with this demon. And then he said, but I was still awake. And then what I did was I started Googling it. Like, I don't advise people listening to Google this, but if you want to actually, if you're thinking about taking drugs to that extent, I strongly advise against it, because I believe you're journeying into another realm that's beyond us, that's beyond in front of our eyes. I believe there's different frequencies around us, but if you start going on these 3-day benders into drugs and no sleep and no food, no nothing.
Yeah.
Man, I wake up in the middle of the night starving because I haven't eaten in 6 hours. Imagine 3 fucking days.
6 months old, same thing.
No.
Honestly, bro.
3 days.
You know, let me tell you, on dimensions and stuff, I believe it. Because I've tripped on mushrooms, right?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
And the trip on mushrooms is not anything. It's not, for me, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I met this person at the gym actually a couple of days ago that was telling me about a trip on mushrooms, and it's really something.
You know, I did it. I was ready, first of all, because I was prepared to let go and trip. Right, it's a bit of a different experience from smoking weed or
is it a
drunk.
hallucinogenic? But
yes, it is, but it's more of a psychedelic. I don't know how to describe it in a way.
If we took shrooms right now, do I see something that should not be there?
No,
or is it like weed?
So let me tell you how I did it. Right, this will probably give you a good insight.
Okay.
So when I got them in capsules. So I took one.
Capsules of what? Like
of the mushroom. No, but it was big capsules, probably a gram of each.
Do you
one.
see it? Like it looks like a fucking vegetable? Yeah,
like actual. If you want to see actual mushrooms, they look like mushrooms. Yeah. But took 1 gram just to see what would happen, right? And it was just a real little buzz.
What's the dose on these things?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the dose on these things? Like, say people that are familiar with MDMA know to take 2-3 caps to get fucked up. So
it's more grams. So by the time I'll get to it actually, because it was probably I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah.
So 1 gram was just like a very light buzz. It was like a euphoric buzz, a bit tipsy. Felt a bit tipsy, but you weren't tripping, you weren't revving, you were just chilling, right? Just a nice feeling, almost like a stoned feeling.
And that's a gram.
A mix of stoned, euphoria, and a little bit tipsy, happy, good.
Okay, and that's a gram.
It's a gram. Then I did 2, and then I watched The Revenant, right? And I felt like I was in the movie.
But why are you sick? Why would you watch The Revenant on shrooms?
Because I wanted to just fucking.
What happened in the beer scene?
I felt like it felt real, bro.
I was
because
sober tripping out.
When you have 2 grams, things start to move a little bit. You don't see like people walking around. Like the TV would just move a little bit, and then in the movie.
So is it like where your eyes are actually moving?
No. But this is what you see. So in the movie, because it's all nature, everything came alive. All the nature came alive, and then let me get to why. When I did 3 grams and I tripped, I was in nature, in the fucking snowy mountains, staying in a yurt, like a mud hut. When you say
you were surrounded by nature? I was
surrounded by nature, literally.
Okay, so it's definitely not like any drug I've tried.
I'll put the photos up on the YouTube. But you're nothing like you've ever tried. I was tripping, and I'm looking at the trees, and they're moving. The grass is getting green and green and green, and it's alive. It's like you don't want to step on the green grass because it's alive. You want to walk on the dead bits or the dirt. Promise you, man. It's the weirdest thing. But all you see is, it's like you've literally just opened another door, walked into another dimension, and you're just seeing what... It's just a very, very different experience. And
are you aware at this point?
You can function. You're not like I'm.
So can you sit there and take a breath and say, "Okay, I'm tripping, but I'm enjoying it"?
No, we were talking.
It's not like, where the fuck am I?
No. Me and my mate were talking. We did it together. We were tripping together. I'm like, because it comes in waves too.
Does he see what you're saying?
Yes. But we got it hit us at different times.
So it's not like you're experiencing your own inner spirituality coming out, and
no. It was like
you're both in this jungle.
Yeah, but it comes in waves too. So you're not just sitting there tripping like for 6 hours straight, going, "Oh my god, I'm tripping."
I heard it lasts about 4 or 5 hours.
It's a good long trip. So what we did, we took it at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Started walking. By the time we started walking, half an hour in, I started getting really short of breath. So we laid down next to a river, bro. I just had my backpack on my head.
Wait, you laid down next to a river in real life or in the fucking movie?
No, in real life. Not in Revenant. Revenant, 2 grams, you still like you're fine. You're not tripping. Okay. But it just feels real. It's really nice to watch a movie. I never thought it would be that good, but it was. But doing the 3, laid next to a river, And then I just started to, you just started to see.
Where were you at this point?
In the Snowy Mountains. Like,
Jesus Christ, you're in the Snowy Mountains.
Yeah, it was the most amazing thing because you wake up, there's kangaroos everywhere.
Fuck
it's beautiful. We had a fire going, had a big drum.
Jeez.
And so when we started, we had the fire going all day.
Drugs to feel some sort of bliss in that moment.
The reason we did it was because I don't want to do something like that if I have to attend to something. Like if I'm home.
Imagine you got a call from work.
You know, anything. My wife, my son, you know, where we were was just remote. There was we just blocked that weekend out, and that was the plan, right? So, bro, that day we just had the fire cranking in I brought a drum up. I got like a drum that's got a barbecue installed in. It's hectic. And by the night, by about 5 o'clock, we started throwing food on there and we started eating. We started smoking a bit of weed, drinking some beer. And bro,
so did you mix weed?
Yeah.
With the mushrooms?
With the mushrooms, yeah, because it sort of brings it back on a little bit. So, you know, have a cone or have a joint, whatever, and it brings a little bit back on. But ultimately, it's just the next day you don't wake up going, wow, I feel like, you just feel great, you feel good, you feel energized.
Do you feel like you've taken something with you from the trip?
Yeah, like I feel like, so my takeaway from that was that, that the fucking, there is another dimension. The trees and the earth was alive, bro. The earth was alive.
See, that goes back to what I was saying about the coke. I reckon the coke is a fucking different kind of drug on that
probably
spectrum.
a bad one.
It's a bad one. It's not a natural one. It's
but bro, like the clouds, Norm. So I was sitting back and I actually took a photo of the clouds because I just...
Can you put these photos up?
I'll have to, yeah. But I'm sitting there looking at the clouds and the clouds are all gridded. It's like they're in sync. There's a pattern.
Gridded in what way?
Gridded, like a grid.
Pixelated?
Like there's a grid. Like each cloud is just like, it's like a grid.
So you know what your journey, that part of the trip where you were starting to see how nature is structured.
Maybe, bro. I have no idea.
I've read about this. I've actually read about this.
Tell me.
But not on mushrooms. There's an author before our time. His name is Huxley.
Huxley. What's his first name?
Adelus or something like that. He wrote a book called The Doors of Perception. Mm-hmm. The name of the book is The Doors of Perception, so the way he views things. Okay. And throughout this whole book, he's on LSD. He's on LSD and acid. Yeah. And even to the point of on his deathbed, just before he died, he said to his wife, inject me with LSD because I want to go on one more trip before I die.
Wow.
So he wrote this book, The Doors of Perception, while he was tripping, and he actually goes to describe what you were experiencing when you saw the clouds in different grids. That's why you reminded me of the book. He starts to say, when you journey into this next realm of reality, right before your own eyes, he said, you can start to see sounds and hear colours. So rather than seeing colours and hearing sounds, you can see sounds and hear colours.
You know what's funny? Did you talk about this?
Did you experience that?
When I first started to trip, when I closed my eyes, everything was red and shapes just started coming at me.
Thank you.
Triangle, diamonds, circles, all these shapes just started coming at me, right? And my mate, so funny enough, my mate has done LSD before. Yeah. And he said that mushroom trip was like LSD.
That's
He goes, was that good? Like, was that strong? And bro, like, I have to say, like, as someone who's, 31, 32 this year with a kid, and what I experienced was nowhere near anywhere harmful. But I've met people and I know people, like good friends of mine, who have done it, and like they've done it at a Bucks or a party, and they've been drinking or doing bags or on taking pills or whatever.
That's why to anybody listening, we're not promoting drugs.
Never, no.
They need to understand that. Like me and you, when we podcast and we talk like mates. Like you're telling me a story and 100%. Experience. But at the same time, we're trying to give to the people. If anyone wants to experience taking it, I've never taken it.
Bro, look, I have to tell you, I've seen people bend it. I've been to a lot of Bucks parties, and it's like you're there to see how far and hard you can fuck yourself.
It's a Lebo thing.
It's like a pride thing. We got to just get up, and bro. It's like
I don't want it to fuck me. I'm gonna keep taking it until I'm absolutely fucked. Because they think they can win.
No, because you want to party for your mate who's the buck. You want to go hard. That's what But this is me looking back at it now, and then, like, bro, it's just full on, man. It's very, very.
I think we have a fucking taxing. Terrible cocaine crisis right now.
Yeah, in Sydney, yeah. Not just here, bro. Like Newcastle, Brisbane, Melbourne. There's a lot of states.
I just came back from Parks.
Yeah, they're terrible there. Yeah,
I tell ya, the meth and the ice
Drug
there
problem is bad.
is fucking
Bad, bro.
bad.
Yeah.
Like I just came back for work and I was seeing pipes everywhere. People on the side of the road because I was doing night shift for childcare center.
Yeah.
And the only times we can work in a childcare center was late at night till about 4, 5, 6 in the morning before the kids come the next day. So I'd be coming back home and the sun will be coming up. And I'll tell you, Benny, I really took something back with me. And this is 5 hours away from Sydney or these forgotten communities. The fucking drug problem over there.
It's huge, eh?
That nobody understands
It's rife, yeah.
how bad it is to you actually go there. I spent 2 weeks there. There were people on ice all day, all day. And then I actually started talking to them. I started saying, like, why do you do it?
No way.
Yeah. How do you get your hands on it? Like, I was interested. I've never tried it. I don't have any intention of trying it. But
I know someone that has tried it. And I'll tell you after, okay? But
no, tell me. I actually want to...
finish what you're saying.
No, I was just saying that over there in Parks, I could not believe how bad Australia has a drug problem. And then I actually started pulling up, couldn't sleep one night when I was there.
That's in New South Wales.
New South Wales.
And the New South Wales government is completely opposed to any form of drug reform that will treat drug problems as health problems because that's what they are. These people, bro, in these areas...
People, they need help.
These people need help because they can't... Like,
there's
bro,
no work there. There's no nothing.
There's a reason they're on meth and ice. There's a reason, right? They don't just wake up one day and say, you know what? I'm going to quit my job. I'm just going to start smoking meth.
We're not built in our DNA structure to be addicted to something like this.
No, and the problem is, bro, that it's such an addictive drug. And a good friend of mine tried it. I'm not going to say who it was. And this is when he was going through a bad phase. Like I wasn't even that close with him when this happened, bro.
Yeah. I know people that have. I've actually broken an ice pipe in front of somebody because I said, you know what, I care about you, and I broke the ice pipe.
Good on you.
And I said, yeah.
Bro, he said, this guy's a good guy. He's a fucking, upstanding member of the community.
It always is, those guys.
And he just fucking caught up, whatever. And he tried it once and he said, bro, it was like the devil came out of me. That's how he described it. He said it wouldn't stop. It just kept going. And it wouldn't end. I couldn't sleep. I was just up for like 2 days.
Have you watched the movie Limitless? Bradley Cooper?
Yeah.
I've had some meth addicts compare that pill that Bradley Cooper takes in Limitless. If no one's watched it, recommend that fucking
great movie. Awesome movie.
But people have compared ice and meth to that drug that Bradley Cooper takes in it.
Yeah, well, it's big in America too, bro. It's really big in America.
Is ice big in America?
Yeah, it's meth. Meth is big. Meth and heroin.
Breaking Bad, for fuck's sake.
Fuck. What was I going to tell you though?
You were going to tell me...
You were saying the story about Parks and I said I'll tell you after. Fuck.
About your mate?
Was that it? Oh yeah, shit.
Maybe. Oh fuck, we're on ice now, guys. I just didn't want to tell anybody. We didn't think we're smoking. Did you think it's a cigarette?
You fucking idiot. No, that shit is yeah, bro. The problem in the state, right? I'm sure it's pretty bad in other states too, but I've seen it firsthand, not just in people that are in my circle. Like, Bucks parties, whatnot.
It's funny, it's a white collar drug too. It's not just a junkie.
No, I know. I've met girls over the year. I met a girl, man, like years and years ago. I'm talking like I was 18.
Are all on it, bro.
Yeah, I was like 18, 19. She was a real normal chick, bro. Like, normal girl.
Pulled out the ice pipe.
And she does ice. Like, she smokes ice like a normal. I'm like, wow, bro. Like, never thought that would be the case.
There's a lot of libo dealers in the area. Like, I'm not dropping names, but they've moved from cocaine to heroin and ice now. In our local areas,
mate,
there's a big market for it now.
It wouldn't surprise me, bro. It wouldn't surprise me because, it's a very
it's a profitable drug.
Yeah, it's the biggest, and you can make it anywhere. That's the other thing.
Have you seen how they make that shit?
No, but I've watched enough, and there's a company in Australia called Meth Screen, right? So if you're renting a house or buying a house, you can go and get your house screened to see if there was a meth lab in there.
Get the fuck out of here.
Swear to God. And they reckon like 60% of the houses they've done tested positive. And that was when there was like an ad on some radio thing a little while back, maybe 6 months ago. But
meth screen?
Meth screen, yeah.
Man, bro, people come up with businesses.
I freaked out, right? Who's going to put meth in their name of business? There you go, meth screen. But it's relevant, right, in New South Wales because there's not... Like, I'm not going to be biased and, take cannabis aside here, but you got to really put cannabis out of this equation when you're mentioning drugs, right? Because it doesn't have the same effect as all these other things. It will not grab you and take you like these other drugs will. I'm talking even like tobacco, alcohol.
I heard it takes only one session of ice or meth for you to be hooked,
bro.
That your body becomes dependent on it.
It's really bad.
And when we say dependency, it's actually your physical body and
Crazy.
and your neurons and everything, they're firing, saying, "I need it."
Bro, it's a real scary thing, and this is the problem here, bro. It's not a criminal problem. These people have an illness. They need help, but they don't. You put them into the
They don't want help.
You put people. It doesn't matter if they want help or not. You put these people into the jail system, right? And they go into minimal security, where people are just throwing fucking baggies over the fence. Yeah.
Have you seen that guy that I was telling you about all over YouTube? The Spaniard.
Yeah.
He actually opened up about his heroin addiction in jail.
Oh, bro, I wouldn't believe. There you go. Like you get
He was
hooked.
shooting up in prison.
Yeah, so you get them off the street and put them into prison when they continue their habit, and they get off out of
He
jail.
was a Wallamaloo boy, so he grew up around that shit, and then he went into jail and he developed a serious heroin addiction inside our own very government systems in a cage where apparently you can't even like smuggle lipstick.
Yeah.
But these guys are somehow getting heroin.
Bro, you know the funny thing is that these it's the problem there is just lies in the way it's processed. I'm not saying everybody that uses drugs has a health problem. What I'm saying is that when there's a huge epidemic where they just ignore, as in where there are parties lobbying and saying, fucking revise the law on drugs, look at it again, because there is a huge problem. Not just
Are you an advocate for that pill testing and stuff like that?
Yeah, I am.
I believe it'll save lives.
And I'll tell you why, but bro, a lot of kids that are dying young don't deserve to die young, because I was once young.
We all went to festivals.
And I did festivals and I brought pills inside and brought them in and all that stuff. And I went through all that heartache trying to get them in. I tried all that stuff and I know the feeling and I know what these kids are going through. And bro, I was just fortunate that the stuff I was getting was from people that I knew or from a trusted
There's some
source.
kids that are very unfortunate because they don't want to just get
gullible,
on,
bro.
and they're gullible.
Yeah. And they take anything they
And
give
you know
them.
what? If you rocked up to Stereosonic back in the day and there was a guy standing there and he said, "Look, man, I'm going to test your stuff for you." And he goes, "Bro, this stuff has rat poison in it. Are you going to take it, Benny?
No way.
Or are you going to throw it in the
I'll
bin?"
go and buy another one, go back and find out if that one's good.
Thank you very much.
Like, and that's really, and I'm saying that from someone who
I reckon it
has
works.
been in that position. And look, the great thing about it is you're going to save lives, right? You're not condoning people taking the drugs, because no matter what you
can't
do,
stop it.
No matter what you
You're
do,
not stopping it.
100%.
I don't care if you tell me it's
100%.
parents, it's upbringing. Stop.
Can't stop it, bro.
Just shut the fuck up.
Let me tell you.
Any kid if he wants to wake up today and his mate wants to give him a pill and he's going to take it, he's going to fucking take it.
Doesn't matter how old he is to either.
You're not going to stop him.
Doesn't matter their age too, bro. They're getting younger and younger.
Doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter.
Bro, I went to a festival maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Now I can't remember how long ago, but it was fairly recent. And I first tripped out at how many young people were there, right? The amount of young people that were actually like 18-year-olds, but not just how they were all fucked, like on the floor, fucked. Like I ran into me and my mate were there. He ran into his mate, who's his mate's younger brother, and his mates are all fucked. We're there helping them because they're fucked, because they're taking too much shit, because no one's there to explain and guide them and say, mate, this shit is fucked. This has got 60%, 70%, 80% pure MDMA. Don't take two of them at once. Take one now. Take one in 4 hours. You'll be sweet for the whole night.
And why do they take multiple before they're coming in? Because they see the dogs, they see the cops, they see the cops are honing in on them, so they take all of it, they swallow all of it, they end up fucking themselves. Stereosonic 2013, I think I was, when I went with my mates, and I actually saw a guy chewing on his finger in front of me, just like literally biting the fuck out of it, and we're all standing in the mosh pit, and this guy dropped right in front of us on the floor, started having seizures, started shaking, and I'm there with my mates, and there's flashing lights, and they're screaming, "Are you ready for I'm a vampire?" And there's a guy on the floor with his finger in his mouth, and he's literally just shaking, and he started frothing up at the mouth. Now, I'm not going to drop names because one of these guys, he's locked up now. When he was around with us, he actually grabbed the security guard and he picked up this 120 kilo juiced up motherfucking security guard, picked him up and just threw him and goes, "You fucking weak dog, this guy's dying in front of you and you're doing nothing about it."
Wow.
So this guy picked up this guy that was with us, he picked up this random kid that was having a seizure, picked him up on his back, started running up the stairs. I'll never forget this experience. This is part of the reason why I stopped going to festivals after I seen that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He picked up this guy. This guy's last thing I remember seeing was the guy's froth and the foam down the guy's back, all over his tattoos, and I could see the guy's face. And then 20 minutes later, the guy comes back and we go, "What happened?" He goes, "He's gone." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He's gone." He goes, "He's dead." And then I remember that next day, I was grabbing a manouche with my mates, talking about the Stereosonic or whatever, and I read the newspaper and seen one guy died, passed away, and that shit happened right in front of my fucking eyes, like right in arm's reach, and witnessed it all, and I could not believe how unfortunate the families and the friends and everybody has to go through that I'll say your mum, I'm leaving the house, and then the kid dies. And you know, you can prevent this and you can stop this. The government can stop this. They can start testing drugs. They can put testing kits. They can,
bro. It's terrible. That's a really fucking sad story, bro. Because you never want to witness that or see anyone go through that. But
witnessing that and then just turned me off it completely. I was like, fuck.
It's a harsh reality, right? And this is the thing: the health problem stems back to people that are just young and stupid, or young and adventurous.
But we've all been young and stupid.
That's right.
We can never ever blame the kids.
No, never.
You can never blame a kid for taking drugs.
You got to remember that kids are always going to be bullied and pressured and all these things.
And you never know what they're going through, man.
No, bro. There's a lot of shit that kids are going through today.
Why do people take drugs? To escape reality.
Yeah.
To escape reality, to get high, and forget about their problems.
Hang on.
Some people do that just to get away. You never know what a kid's going through at home. You never know what his circumstances are. You never know. Man, I know people that used to take drugs to control their ADHD.
Yeah. No, I believe that.
Being serious.
What sort of drugs are they taking, Bob?
They used to take fucking Duramine, Ritalin.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what...
And then they started taking Coke. For some reason, Coke makes people fucking bouncy. And then for these ADHD kids, it actually put them...
What about weed? Doesn't weed fucking fix that? Bro, how can Ritalin and Duramine help ADHD?
I don't know.
It's a stimulant. Like
but it's more of a focus drug. See, when I was in uni, they were selling Ritalin, fucking Chupa Chups. There used to be a chick at uni, at Bankstown Uni, and she was selling Ritalin during exam period in the labs. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, people are starting their asses off, and she's like, hey, you want to buy some Duramine? You want to buy some Ritalin? I'll kid you not, man.
Wow.
And that's this crazy stuff, you pop 2 of them and you're on the fucking chalkboard just doing work.
Well, see, bro, there's drugs are just as an enhancer. Like, I smoke weed because if I want to eat, I want that food to come alive in my mouth. You know what I mean? It's a bit different, right?
Yeah.
There's a bit more, and weed, there's a bit more control. Like, you know, you're not waking up in the middle of the night scratching your arm for a fucking joint. Like, it doesn't happen. But where these health problems are becoming big problems is, bro, these kids, these rural areas, these areas where, like, you know, lower social economic areas, like, you know, Mount Druitt, you know, all those western parts of Mount Druitt, where the police just set up drug tests knowing people are driving around off their head, just catching people in the act, right?
What's that going to solve?
It's just going to create more issues. These people are going to end up in jail because they're going to keep driving because they've got fucking kids and all this shit.
They've got a record and they've got everything.
That's right. So they just become a target.
It's just revenue. That's
revenue. Right. It's just a circle that they throw them into this snowball and they never want them to get out. And it's pretty common across the world. Like, you know, in America, I had a chance to go through the ghettos there with a friend of mine. He lives there in Chicago, and he took us for a drive through there.
Have you been through Detroit?
No, but a mate of mine has.
Oh, it is.
I heard it's
war zone.
But bro, Chicago, the south side and the west side, brother. Like,
why do they call it Chirac?
Chirac, because it's like that, bro. People, you know, where we stayed every single night from about 4 p.m. till maybe 6 a.m. the next day. Sirens, non-stop, all night.
That's fucked.
Shooting. We didn't hear any shootings. He lives in a north part, but in the west and the south part, he took us for a drive, and everything's boarded up. There's all people on the street. It's legit ghetto. There's a corner store with like boarded up doors.
There's a guy on YouTube that drives around Detroit and on a body cam, and he walks into the liquor stores with a body cam on. You got to watch him, man.
Wow.
He goes into the servos, he has a body cam on, and he shows you day in and day out. There are people all over the streets, like in their bikes. You got to lock your doors.
Yeah. Bro, that's like Chicago. There was a dude on a bike, like full sussing us out, and like, you know, like a full, like the movie, like a push bike, a 40-year-old dude on a push bike on the corner.
Debo.
Yeah, like legit Debo. But bro, you see as well, the food options is like Macca's and all that sort of stuff, and there's no real push to help them.
Gentrification, what's it called? In Friday? Is it Friday? No, Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. What does he say? He says, like, when he's talking to him under the sign.
Under the billboard.
Yeah.
And he goes, is there a reason why there's...
why is there a drugstore in every corner?
And why is there a gun store in every corner? But when you go up to Beverly Hills, you don't have none of that shit.
That's right.
Because they want you to kill each other.
That's right.
They want to eliminate yourselves. They want to arm you to the teeth, and they want to get you high as fuck, and they want you to kill each other. NWA.
socks. But that's still from then, the 80s, right? Till today, it's still the way it is. And it's just a more enhanced, more technological system where
But look at our areas now.
They're getting
There
really
is a
bad.
fucking pub every 100 meters.
Yeah, I would class a pub and like, you know, people drinking the way we drink here and people using drugs the way
It's a
people use
culture
drugs.
here.
It's a culture, right? And
Drinking and gambling is a fucking
you know,
culture. It's
bro, this unfortunate fucking incident with these kids, you know, the culture. This guy drinking 3 times over the limit from 7 in the morning or something, and he fucking drives, you know, 100 kilometers an hour in a 50 zone and wipes out 7 kids. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Man,
when that happened, I just did not know how to even react. No one knew how to react.
it was, you know, bro, I couldn't help. I just started like, it was just the most tragic, most saddest thing. And when you become a parent, that's when it really, like, you really feel that, because, bro, like when you have a kid, Norm, like you've got a niece, you know, I've got a niece and a nephew, and the love I have for them is unspeakable, bro. I would jump in front of.
Man, I just zoned out there because I was trying to put myself in that position, and I couldn't.
You can't.
I can't.
But bro, if you have a kid, right? Like when my son was born, after all the months and hardship and all the fucking sleepless nights and everything, he's finally born, and then.
He's finally born.
You hear his cry, bro.
Yeah,
when I heard his cry for the first time, Norm, I started crying, bro. My whole life changed.
Yeah.
From that point, it was like, this is my son, bro. This is my kid.
Yeah.
This is and that feeling never gets old.
Yeah.
Promise you, like I love it.
Yeah.
So putting in that feeling, once you experience it, you will. When these things happen, you just can't help but feel even worse, and it hits you harder because it's like, bro, if this was me, they're just the next day they're forgiving
That
the guy.
was fucking terrible, man.
It's just so.
And you know what hit me the most about that tragedy is the guy too.
Yeah,
now
bro.
everybody started, you know, death threats and fuck this, can't hope he gets it in jail and cops
Yeah.
it. But bro, I actually stopped everybody that said that to me, and I said, how many times, you motherfucker, have you driven home drunk?
100%.
How many times, bro? It hit me like a ton of bricks, because so many times be out, nah, bro, I'm good. Bro, you're not good.
Yeah.
You're not good. And this, look, this poor guy, I know what he did is unspeakable. 7 kids, and
4 of them died, one's still in
and
coma.
may God forgive him. May God forgive him for what has happened. But bro, I can't even speak because I've driven home drunk. And
Bro, we all have.
all it takes is that 1 second drink driving,
Yep.
1 curb, and by God's unlucky grace, there's kids there.
Yeah.
And
That's exactly what happened.
that's exactly
But
what
those
happened.
streets, Norm, like I know that area really well. In Oatlands, all the streets are real tight.
Was he
bendy.
gunning it? Or?
Gunning through lights. There's CCTV footage of him gunning it. But bro, like, apparently he was going to get money out because of someone at his house
What do you
that he
mean?
had money to. For fucking, what do you think, cuz? Obviously, you know. But again, this is not putting this guy under the microscope and saying you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I can't.
Right.
There's no way in the world I've looked at this guy like that, because I've been in that position where I've done the same thing.
But the guy made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Unfortunately,
But unfortunately, he costed it.
This is a huge mistake.
You know
where,
what? I feel sorry for him when he puts his head down to sleep.
bro, because you got to live with that too.
That's all you're gonna see, man.
That's all you're gonna see. That last image. You know, like, you
That's
have
all
those. You
you're
have those
gonna see.
moments where, you know, I remember when I had a car accident, I had a pretty big accident. A guy just T-boned me out of nowhere, and I remember the last thing was just like this almighty crash, and then fucking airbags go off. They remember those significant moments, right?
Yeah.
This guy's gonna remember that significant moment, bro, and
Every time he closes his eyes,
it's just a horrible thing for everybody that's involved to have to go through. But you know, in light of all of this, what it has done, bro, is it has shown the true meaning of our belief, of the Christian faith that there
I
is.
think she made it worldwide.
She made it known that we like the fundamental belief of turn the other cheek is real, and faith in God and all these things are real. You know, and I know, you know, people might be listening thinking this guy's talking about mushrooms and weed and all this sort of stuff, and everyone's entitled to believe what they want and entitled to their own opinion. And bro, I seriously think that there's a lot of things that are in front of us and in our world, good or bad, that are put here for a reason. And things like this incident where these kids have died, a lot of people have taken away good things from it. How many
people did she influence to be better?
Bro, a lot. Me myself too. Like, you know,
Me too. Like,
I always like
the strength she had.
Yeah, bro. And you know, the small things, you know, kissing your wife or your kid before you go. And, you know, these little things like I love you, they're so precious, and that's what's so fragile. And a lot of people would forget these things, and life goes by the second. Like we're in March already. You know, we lose time at a pace and a rapid fucking speed we're never going to get back.
Yeah.
Bro, like, this sort of put a lot of things into perspective, and a big one for me was drinking and the culture, and as a big wake up for a lot of people. I think a lot of the government too would have been like fucking taken back by this, because, bro, there's not been nothing like this ever. Like, I can't recall anything of this significance where multiple lives have been taken, and
it's
families.
It's kind of on the same scale as a freaking terrorist attack, as someone plowing into a crowd.
It's just horrible, man. You're right, but it is.
I actually like that new idea they're coming out with the cars now, where you can't start your car.
Well, bro, you know, drinking,
if you're drunk,
drink driving. There is scientific fact that you can't refute that proves after one fucking drink, one standard drink, you are already in a different state. Your state has been altered, whether it be by 0.1 of a fucking picogram or 10% or whatever the number is. You are affected in one way or another, right? Because your body is consuming, it's gone through your stomach. It's got to go through your bloodstream, your stomach, your liver, your pancreas. Everything's got to break it down. So the more you put in, it's just going to keep absorbing. And you might feel, and bro, I've felt, yeah, I'm sweet. But there's been times where you think, yeah, I'm sweet, and if you were to get pulled over, it'd be questionable, right? But, bro, look, if people drink drive, first of all, you're a fucking idiot, right? But is there a requirement to do 100 clicks in a 50 zone?
That's where
there is no need. You know, there is no need.
He was doing way too fast,
bro. Like, again, I'm not condoning any form of illicit driving, but in the states in the times where I've had to drive, you know, with a little bit of alcohol in my system or whatever you may call it,
I'm a grandma behind.
You are driving in the most safest way. And you know, one thing was, this might be a stupid way to look at it, but when I used to work in a club, I used to drink a bit, and like you start work at 7 and finish by midnight or 11, and you don't really keep track of what you're drinking. And I would always burp, and then I'd taste my burp, and if the burp still had alcohol in it, I'd be like, no, I can't drive yet. And I keep waiting, bro. And I drink water, I'll try and eat something, and by the time I can't taste alcohol in my burp, that was my indication to me, like, you know what? Probably you could use sweet, right? And I'd still drive like a grandma and whatnot.
I hope you don't do it anymore.
No, never. No, bro.
No way.
Mate, I've got beers in my fridge that have expired. They've been there that long.
I can't remember the last time I drank.
Bro, like, there's one beer in that fridge, you know. I don't get me wrong. I love a drink. I love a beer. I love a scotch. Like a fucking scotch in there if you want to crack it open. But when you really look at the facts and what it does to you, and I guess the taxing, ultimately the health on your body, bro, and those around you, if you drink heavy and you become, like, you know, alcoholism is pretty bad. You know, there's all these stories here, America, all these sort of things. It's just, it's just another, it's a form of, it's a pretty heavy toxin that's legal, right? It's quite a heavy, like, you can walk into a Dan Murphy's and buy 3 bottles of scotch, walk into the car park, skull them all, and there's a good time, you'll good chance you'll drop dead.
No one will know.
But no one will stop you or know. Well, who's going to stop you? You're just driving out, there's a guy sculling scotch, oh my God. Like, there is no, even with gambling, bro, you know, the gambling thing is...
A guy can walk in and put his whole life savings, 50 grand, and no one will stop him.
No one will stop him.
You know what? They'll come past and say, you want a meat pie?
Yeah. You want a Coke? You want a beer? Like, again, the culture, what is really allowed and what isn't, you know? If you're not going to allow people to do certain things, you know...
That's when you look.
It's touch and go, bro.
The government really does not give a fuck.
No, not
about
at all.
How many people are fucking themselves? Are these Death Stars? Stars.
Imagine they were.
Can you imagine these are stars?
We've had about 5 of them.
Lee.
And in about 3 minutes, your legs start getting like jelly. You're like, bro.
I feel like I'm going to become Lee soon.
No. I can do that too if you want. I actually have a gummy somewhere. These fucking frogs alive are awesome. How good are they?
Why are they so nice tonight, bro?
They're really bad, eh? You must have caused some fume action. I don't know.
I might have, bro. I might have.
Yeah, but look, man, a lot of things that are culturally here, New South Wales, epidemic drugs.
We have a bad problem where it's actually our culture. Like the UFC fighter, that girl, what's her name?
Nadia.
Nadia, isn't it?
Australian one?
She won her fight. She walked out straight away. First thing she done was a shoey.
No, Megan Anderson.
Was it Megan Anderson? Look, is that our fucking
that's
culture?
Ty's thing. But bro, that's what. Okay, look, yeah,
Our culture is just surrounds
bro. Look, our culture, but
drinking. Like that's all we do is drink and VB
but
and
not just here.
Get fucked up, mate. Yeah,
Bro, I was at a wedding and we were drinking from about 1 PM. We went to Wollongong. My wife's best mate. And her husband, like we're good mates too, but they got married in Wollongong. Beautiful wedding, bro. It was hectic on the beach, and she was mad. But there was a pub, like they were staying in the hotel. We all stayed there, and there's a pub there. So we were drinking from 1 PM. Bro, by like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I had enough beers. I was like, man, I'm done, bro. Like, I'm just fucking finished.
Yeah, bloated.
I'm spent. I don't want no more. I feel like shit. I feel heavy, tired. It made me so tired.
Yeah, it does.
It's like, fuck, I just want to sleep now. Yeah, these cunts are still going hard. Yeah. Once they stopped drinking, once everything stopped, the wedding was over, we all go back. I had left my bag in like my wife's friend's uncle's house or room or something. Went to get my bag, and he goes to the fridge and cracks open a fucking double strength Jim Beam and Coke. Goes, "You want one?" I said, "No, mate."
Fuck.
Yeah, and just kept going, and that was like, wow, man.
Is it a different type of like? Do people have different body types?
Yeah.
Like, I know my brother-in-law can drink till the cows come home.
Oh, mate, that guy's a freak.
Yeah.
He's a fucking freak.
And me, I'll have 2-3 drinks and I'm like, yeah.
No, but it's conditioning too. Like, that's with, you know.
Do you think because over time when you get used to it, you can drink more?
That's like with weed, like drinking. Like, I used to drink pretty heavily.
But you'd have to force yourself to condition yourself.
Yeah, bro. You gotta. So I think it was.
You get what I mean? When you first had a cigarette, it would taste like a fucking dog's balls.
Yeah, you got to get through it, and then you got to
get through it after a certain amount of decks where you're like, I want a ciggy.
Yeah, once the nicotine seeps in, bro.
You know what I mean?
Once it seeps in,
but force yourself through that. Give me a durry,
bro. With the alcohol. It was constant week after week of partying, like drinking and going out. So it was just always. It was.
You don't realize.
Yeah, and then it just gets more, and then like you get it. The thing is, when we used to go out, you get a table and get a bottle, and just pouring till you can't see anymore, right? Like they're just fucking filling you up.
It's all fun and games, but when you do it weekend over weekend, you're actually slowly conditioning yourself to develop an addiction.
That's right.
And the same thing goes out for the young people now that are dipping their fingers in drugs such as MDMA or cocaine or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't realise that these binges, when they're out with the boys or going out clubbing, you're actually slowly conditioning yourself to become addicted to this thing.
Yeah, that's true. And it's fucking, bro. I went to a Bucks, man, and my mate, God love him, he doesn't do it anymore, but he went 3 days, Friday to Sunday, no sleep, just kept going. And you look like a different dude by the end of it, you know.
Yeah, you look at their face and you're like,
it's like they've seen a ghost or something. But yeah, like, bro, there's more to life than that sort of shit, you know. Particularly, I hope the government sort of just wakes up and realises that there is a big problem here.
What's the government going to do to stop it, bro?
So, all right, first things first.
How do you stop coke coming into the country?
You want to know what I think can fix this problem, bro? All right, so
to legalise it, turn everybody off it.
No, not just that. We've got legal injecting rooms, right? In King's Cross.
That's correct.
Right? There are legal injecting rooms. So if you want to inject heroin legally and not harm children around you or people or citizens on the street.
You're allowed to go in by law and do it.
And police won't stop you. Nothing will happen. You can do your stuff. There's a nurse. They'll keep you, blah, blah, blah. You're free and welcome to do that. All right? So there's the first thing. Why is that thing? Who knows? Everything else is not legal, but that is.
Wait, so if they go in there with drugs... Is that like
I don't
you're not allowed to get arrested?
I don't think so, no.
So there can't be a cop there saying, hey, what's in your pockets?
I don't think so. Because then it'll just defeat the purpose, right? And they'll just end up on the street.
But then doesn't that coin the term that heroin is now legal within that room?
Yeah, I'd say so. But it's like the pill testing. No police are allowed in the tent. So then that pill at that time in that place is legal.
But what if...
I don't know if it makes it legal, but it makes it...
What if there's a certain type of drug? For example, I remember one time there was one going around when I was young, was called the Batmans or something.
Right.
And this pill, certain MDMA ecstasy pill, was the cause of a lot of deaths. So what if you go into these pill testing rooms, can a nurse say, hold on, we found a lot of these Batmans.
Yeah.
Well, this could be our guy that's been causing... I think there's a fine line where they can snitch you in.
Well, I
wouldn't entirely trust those tents. Bro, and
if there's a problem like that where people are dropping dead because of this one pill, I'm sure they need to do something.
Yeah, they'll alert somebody.
Yeah, but like I think the way to solve it, right? So a lot of people that are addicted to the hard stuff, there is a way that you can, mate, and I'm sure countries and places have tried it, and I've seen it, they're trying it, but if they're hooked on fucking heroin and they're hooked on ice, right, wean them off it with marijuana. Wean them off it with a lighter substitute that will give them a sort of hit that's not going to send them off the wall, right? And you put them on the right, you medicate them. You fucking medicate these people.
You can't cold turkey heroin.
No, but so I'm not just saying put them in a room, throw an ounce of weed in there and tell them to knock themselves out. No. There is a health way. There's a healthy way to help these people. 100%. There is a healthy way. There is a healthy way to help these people. Yeah. But bro, there are alternative substitutes that are not anywhere near as harmful that can help them. That can give them some sort of relief.
Yeah,
this is what I mean.
When you're on an opium addiction, you cannot come off it unless you counter it with opium. Isn't that right?
Well,
like codeine.
Yeah, there's something along those lines, bro. Like there are a million ways. Like based on what I experienced on my trip, if I was fucking hooked on opium and I whacked a mushroom then and I went for a walk around in nature, that might fix my problem. Who knows?
You did.
No, I don't think I'd be dead. It might fix my fucking problem. Who knows? But bro, I just don't think fighting fire with fire is the way to fix it.
Have you ever seen a YouTube video or a video of somebody withdrawing from heroin?
Yes. Yeah, it's bad.
It is like
it's like a demon leaving them, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. But it's
an exorcism.
That's why it takes control of you. That's the difference here, right? These sort of drugs take control of you. Cocaine does, but it's over a longer period of time. Heroin and ice will get you really quickly. Cocaine takes time. MDMA, look, if you're hooked on MDMA...
There's something wrong with you if you can get fucking addicted to MDMA.
Like, you can't, bro. It's just...
You take MDMA, the next day you're like, I'm never doing MDMA again.
Right? So...
You have the best time ever, and then you wake up next day, you're like, never.
No. I'm with you there, bro. I'm with you there.
If you get hooked on MDMA, bro, something is wrong with you.
You must just love festivals, and I don't know what the reason is. But, bro, so the cocaine takes its time. MDMA, let's just not even bring it in. Weed, not even bring it in. But ice and heroin grab you really hard. And cocaine will grab you and it will grab you hard. But by the time it grabs you, you're ass raped, right? You're fucked because it's got you too good. So, that's
the worst drug out of them all.
Yeah, bro, because it's just so normal.
It's so silent.
It's silent.
And people have normalized the shit out of it in today's culture and society. Like, you open up now Snapchat, and they're already making jokes about how much for a bag of toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's how much alcohol cracker. It's the first joke. Like it's just become so normal, but you don't realize these memes and these TikTok videos and these Instagram posts and these funny pages, and I've been a victim of it too. It's just slowly planting a seed that it's normal to get on the drugs.
Right, 100%. It's like a subliminal condoning fucking whatever you call it, because it really is, bro. People
what about the girls these days?
Yeah.
You got a bag, bro. You got a root.
Yeah, hard. It's very different
back then,
now.
like you had the MSN, you got a root. Now you got a bag, you got a root. It's
MSN, you had a root. I swear,
it's fucking bad. Bro.
It is, man. But that's the epidemic, bro. It's this subculture in this state that these are the ways things are done. It's just not normal, bro. It's not right. So, bro, look, ultimately, if they legalize cannabis, right, what that's going to do is going to open a lot of doors. Okay, it's going to open a lot of doors for people like me that will just buy it legally.
Do you reckon they'll downplay the THC content like they have in America?
I wouldn't really give a fuck. I'll just grow it myself. Like, once it's legal, I will do that because I'll just control all of that myself.
When I drove out to the fucking bush, I couldn't stop thinking about if you just owned one of these farms.
I looked into it, man. It's fucked.
You know, if you get a license, what's that guy's name making a killing now? Ignite, Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah,
he's created his own fucking...
But when you got that paper, man, yeah, definitely. If I get that paper, I'll be definitely doing that.
Yeah, but you know, if you can just get your hands on a medical license to grow marijuana now, register for it, by the time it becomes legal...
You know how hard it is?
How hard is it?
So it's like a 70-page application or something like that.
I wouldn't give a fuck. You're going to be a multi-billionaire.
You need...
I'll read Harry Potter,
you
Order
do,
of the Phoenix,
but you need to have the infrastructure there ready to go.
So you got to have the stuff.
You got to be ready. You don't have to have the plants. You have to have the infrastructure. Like, you got to have the farm. You got to have security cameras.
Call my dad, bro. I love gardening. Yeah, Dad, I'm starting a pot run.
Yeah, and he comes back 1 week later. There's like 3 million plants.
Wait, I don't want that.
He
hasn't slept in 3 days. That's wrong with you. I've been on it for 3 days growing weed.
Yeah, man. I took a bit of that mashed potato under your bed.
That ain't mashed potato, ma. What's that movie?
That mashed potato,
Notorious. Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, bro, look, bottom line here, if they legalize cannabis, it's going to open up doors for the normal person that just wants to get high. But it's also going to create jobs where these people that are living in those shitty areas, getting high all the time on the shit drugs, even paint and glue and all that stuff.
It creates an economy.
Creates an economy, stimulates the economy. But then it gives people an alternative, right? And a safer alternative. And not just a safer alternative for them, for their children, for people around them that are, if they're drinking heavily, bro, or if they're fucking doing these hard drugs. And look, I'm not saying that the weed legalized, they're also going to line up and start smoking pot and everyone's going to be happy.
Yeah, but people do drugs at a young age because they think it's cool, because it's bad, it's forbidden. It's a forbidden fruit.
Well, that's right.
So when it's legal, you're going to have much less people smoking.
100%. If they legalize cannabis and then slowly decriminalize the hard stuff, like if they decriminalize ice, right? People listening going, what? Decriminalize it. Decriminalizing it is not legalizing it. It's just not, you're not going to jail for it, right? What you'll then do is when people are apprehended that are on the substance, they are then put into a medical facility.
That's right.
There's no option. It's like a jail, but it's a health facility where they get off the shit. And if they can create a system where, so you go in, you do your time, and the rehab doesn't just stop there. You got to be able to continue it when you leave. So there's a lot to it.
You get like a parole officer that checks up on you every now and then.
Yeah, bro.
Man, imagine a system like that.
Wouldn't that actually change the way it's done?
Instead of throwing them in jail. And
it would put a lot of. It would also create jobs too. The health system would be stimulated. There would be more requirements for certain types of healthcare professionals and whatnot to treat these people. There's just these things, and they're not expensive. Like if you were to legalize cannabis, it doesn't really cost the government much besides doing a bill and all that sort of stuff, right?
You know how much money they made in America in the last
Colorado
year?
did $1 billion in 1 year.
$1 billion.
$1 billion in 1 year. So you look at how many people are there and how many people are here. And
Australia needs that, bro. We're billions behind.
We're way behind. That's the other reason. You create these facilities where people can get help. You help the whole country at the same time. And you got to really, as a New South Wales citizen, if I'm the New South Wales government, you got to take your fucking anti-drug hat off. Right, I'm not saying go out there and give everyone the right to smoke ice.
All the old farts.
It's open your eyes to what's really going on the ground, because you don't bother taking a step into the ground. You don't know what's going on.
These laws are coming down for people that have never touched a cigarette.
That's right.
It's
that's exactly what it is, and they don't really understand these lower socio-economic areas, what they're truly experiencing, because they don't have the time or they don't need the necessity.
I spoke to him. I said, "What's the go?"
Right.
Oh, I can't find work. Man, get off the pipe and you find work.
That's right.
They're like, "No, man, I've lived here for a very long time. I've applied everywhere. I can't find work."
Yeah. It's a harsh reality, bro. This is the real thing that the government needs to figure out quickly, because it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I seriously think once they can stimulate some money into this economy, get people spending money, get people, happy and all this sort of stuff, bro, it's going to create a lot more opportunity. But you keep putting people's fire out and keep telling people no, they're going to push harder and harder. They're not going to give a fuck about what you say or what anyone else says, because people that are looking around and seeing America and multiple states in America, not just one or two. There's fucking over 50%, I think, now is legal with cannabis. Other countries across the world, Portugal, decriminalised. Barcelona, I think even Portugal, I don't know. There's so many. Canberra, in the ACT, 2 hours away, it's legal.
It's legal, yeah.
So if I'm 2 hours away and I live 2 hours away, what the fuck is the difference between there and here? Why? Is the air different there or something? What's the difference? Time zone. So why? And I hope this is a segue into the rest of the country. I really do, because I hope that this puts some things on the map. I'd imagine they want to do this to run some data and see, they'll do some testing and see how many people are consuming, or, people are going to fill out surveys. Are they going to, who knows, bro? This is sort of a good opportunity for the government to really understand how important it is for these things to the common man, because not everybody wants to come home and drink a beer. You know what I mean? Not everybody wants to come home and smoke a cigarette. Not everyone wants to come home and just fucking not do it. Some people want to come home and smoke a joint.
Yeah.
Some people want to finish their day, eat dinner with their family, put their kids to bed, fucking do what they got to do, then smoke a joint. And why the fuck is that anybody's business?
It shouldn't be.
What the fuck is it to anyone that someone did that, or I did that, or whoever the fuck did that? No.
Are you even harming yourself?
Questionable.
Questionable.
Right?
It is.
So the ultimate, I guess, the breaking point, bro, is the government's just got to really take the foot off the pedal and just say, all right, man, fuck, there's a problem. We can't keep locking people up. We can't keep people keep taking people off the roads.
It's going to take a while, but
we've got to fix the core problem. What's the core problem? It's behaviour, right? the areas where the drugs are rife, there is a behavioural issue where it's just bred between family and family and family and areas and communities, and that's where it just feeds and festers and gets bigger and bigger. And there's nothing being done to cut that. It's just constantly happening. So there's so much stuff that needs to be done. But bro, if we're looking at this from a business perspective, and I see a hole in my business where it's just pissing out money, I will plug that fucker with anything I can. And if weed is the way to plug it.
Plug it.
Who cares? But you go to countries where it's legal and it's nothing. It's nothing.
Man.
It's like
even check the crime rates in those areas.
It's fucking nothing, bro. Why is it such a big? It's like hot topic cannabis.
Taboo here. It's taboo.
Fuck! Don't fuck with the tomatoes, cousin. You better be careful.
Yeah.
The mint's brother. Like, I don't know what it is, bro. Lavender's sister. Who is it, bro? I don't know. But
they get very upset when you talk about it.
It's so outlawed because it's just the way that generations upon generations upon generations have fed the generations under them about why it's bad, and it just started somewhere. It started somewhere like this toilet fucking thing, the toilet paper. People just started buying toilet paper because some fucking idiot reported it, or some dickhead started doing it, and the next, because it could have just been a bloke in Woolies,
a bloke had a muggers attack
with him and his wife with 15 trolleys full of toilet paper, and they go, what the fuck? And then it started.
Yeah.
Everything starts somewhere.
The bloke must have had some bad KFC experience. Who goes, babe, go get every toilet roll in this bitch. Some Asian lady saw him and goes, yalla, let's start stocking up.
Exactly, bro. It started somewhere. And that started somewhere, just somewhere along the line, someone goes, nah, it's no good. And everyone's just believed it since. Until someone in another country said, no, well, fucking hang on. No. And they've changed the way it's done. Bro, look, I probably should fucking wrap up soon. Something that's stuck by me for a long time. It's a quote. It says, you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Right?
I've seen you post that.
And I love it, bro, because it applies to anything. And you can apply that if you're someone in government and you're trying to run your state. Change the way you look at something, the thing you look at will change.
It'll change.
Like cannabis. Change the way you look at it. Change the way you look at people's drug problems. Change the way you look at people's, all these other problems that people suffer with and have problems with. And again, I'm not cutting or criticising our state or our country, but I just can see in front of me what needs to be addressed. And I seriously think that this is an easy fix. But, fuck. We did all right.
Yeah, we did all right. That was good. How long were we talking for?
That was hour and 30 minutes, hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
That was good. Fucking thanks for doing this, bro.
Bro, you serious? I love talking to you.
I love talking to you, bro. It's good.
We're
learning
when
from each other.
I learn or talk. I listen to you.
I hope our listeners get someone out of this and they learn something. And
we've got to chop in.
Yeah, we'll chop a bit up. Add some pictures in on the YouTube.
Add some pictures
in. Watch the YouTube. Love you all. See you later. Until next time.